Now I'd like to change to a different layout template, and the one I'll use is the template News21 from the Layout 1 category. I'll activate it by double-clicking on it, and I can see that some of the proportions are not really optimized for my text. We can already see here that the text Tour 2011 touches the edges of the background graphic. So I don't want this. And for this reason, I'd like to adjust the size so that my text fits it better. I might also need to adjust the background graphic if I had a longer text item, for example like this. Also here, I would have to change the background graphic so that my text fitted into it. If I open the layout editor by clicking with the mouse in this layout preview, then I can directly select the separate elements. We can see this if, for example, I click on this text. Then a frame appears with control points on it. I'll zoom in a little bit. I'm using the mouse wheel to zoom in, and then, with the navigator window, I can position my viewpoint better. And now I'll make this window somewhat larger. And then I can see that depending on which element I've selected, the frame looks a little bit different. And now I can see that I can select the background elements as well. This one is apparently the background graphic with the circle and the color blended background for my text. And if I select these control points that we can see at the corner of the frame with the left mouse button, by holding down the mouse button, I can adjust the dimension of this graphic, and I can do so freely. Of course, doing so, we can distort the image or scale it in an unproportional manner. And I don't really want this, so I'll undo. What would be better is if I could adjust it with a fixed aspect ratio. And of course, this can be done. And to do this, I perform the same function but with the Shift key held down, and then the aspect ratio is kept. I'll make it somewhat bigger. And now I simply have to adjust the positions. And to do this, I can click directly in this box, and then we can see a circle with a cross in the middle. And using this, I can freely move the graphic block. To do this with more accuracy, I can use the arrow keys, but I can see that it locks to a specific position automatically anyway, for example here in the middle. And so I'm happy with it like this. Now I just have to adjust my text. I'll select it, and now I'll use the arrow keys. It's useful now to zoom in somewhat. And now I can position this text block with the arrow keys. The second text block I'll move with the mouse, double-click on the navigator, and adjust some more, once again using the keyboard arrows. And so I can adjust my layout so that the text is positioned in a more optimal manner, or that the length of my text fits perfectly.